You heard the setup that Daniela provided. I guess the first question I have for you is, after months of what seemed like productive conversations, it seems like negotiations are once again tense. What changed?
Well, this is always what it was going to be. We were always here fighting. We're at sort of the 11th hour. We're waiting for the company to come to the table with anything relating to economics in a fair, comprehensive way. They keep saying they're going to show up with a comprehensive economic package. We have yet to see that. And we need them to know that we're serious. They need to resolve the hundreds of unfair labor practice charges that are still outstanding. That was part of what they said this deal was when they came to us in February and we started negotiations up again. This was part of the deal. It's a lot of those outstanding ULPs involve, back pay. Millions of dollars of back pay that are owed to these union workers that was withheld from them. So we need a comprehensive economic package. The company has yet to show that. We need them to come to the table with that. And we need guarantees that the outstanding unfair labor practice litigation is resolved so that we know that they're serious about a partnership with the union.
You mentioned back pay. I take it the single most important issue, outstanding issue, really is pay. So if you could help me understand the union's thinking here. Is the union looking for a specific level of pay, or is it looking for a minimal percentage increase in pay?
Well, we know that the company has invested just this year. They invested in a new CEO whose compensation is approximately $57,000 an hour, which is about $10,000, 10,000 times more than what the average barista makes an hour. The investment needs to go to the workers. We agree that we need management, we need people, in the company that can make great choices, but those choices have to relate to the workers in our daily lives and what we bring to the table, what our worth is in this company. I have a hard time believing that the CEO of this company works 10,000 times harder than I do or any one of these baristas does on this floor. So it needs to be sort of fair equivalent to what we offer to the company.
So what is that level? Is there a minimum level?
I can't go into specifics of what we've already come to the company with what we feel is a fair wage increase. And we've used a lot of data, a lot of their own data to reach those conclusions. What we do know is what we're being paid now is well below what we feel we're worth. The company did just announce company-wide raises fairly recently, just last week, in fact. I can tell you that I've been with the company 14 years, and I was just given a 61-cent increase in my pay. And that's more than a lot of other baristas got. If that's fair and the company can somehow justify that, I'd like to hear it.
I see. Well, there are other things that the company will say that it's offering, right? Because yesterday it expanded its paid parental leave policy now for U.S. store staff to 18 weeks for birth parents and 12 weeks for other new parents. Basically, store staff now get the same kind of paid parent leave as corporate employees. Is this something that the union had been asking for? I'm trying to understand whether this or how this fits in with your demands.
In fact, at our last bargaining session, it was the union who put that proposal on the table after we were able to discern that corporate level Starbucks workers received 3 times the amount of parental leave than your, hourly workers on the floor, which is just mind-boggling. We heard from one of our delegates who was a newer mother who sat across the table and said, "How can you tell me that your time with your child is 3 times more valuable than my time with my child?" And then lo and behold, the company goes and announces that they're extending that expanded parental leave to all of the Starbucks workers. That's amazing. We are counting that as a union win. It's hard to believe that that was just a coincidence that the company was going to grant this all the time. And, within 3 weeks of us bringing it to their attention, all of a sudden, it happened. So yes, we are counting that as a win, but it is just one ask. And we need some guarantees. And we want those guarantees in the form of a signed contract.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm curious about your impressions of Brian Niccol, the new CEO of Starbucks. Have you met with him personally? Have you talked with him? How involved is he in this current negotiation?
I have never met with him. He's never been present at any of our negotiation sessions that I am aware of. I'd like to, I mean, I would assume that he's pretty involved, holding the position that he is holding. But he, to the best of my knowledge, has not had any direct communication with the union.
Okay. Michelle, what would be your message to shareholders, to investors, potential investors of Starbucks who might be listening to this conversation? What do you want to tell them?
You know, I think I would want them to think back to what Starbucks used to be. We know that, you know, one of the things that the new CEO has said that I do agree with is this sort of back to Starbucks initiative, or this turnaround to bring back the culture that the company once had. And the most integral part of that culture are the baristas on the floors in these cafes. When our stores were staffed properly, most of the issues that you are seeing that the company has admitted are current issues, staffing issues, long wait times, cleanliness, quality of beverage and food, those issues were minimal when the company was investing in their workers the way that they did at one point in time. We're just here trying to solve some of those issues with the company, issues that the company has admitted need to be solved. We're here in good faith. Hundreds of hours of bargaining have gone into this contract so far, and we're incredibly proud of the progress that we have made, but we haven't crossed the finish line yet. And we need the company to commit to investing in our workers. And of course, that comes in the form of wages and benefits. It absolutely comes in the form of resolving these unfair labor practice charges that are still pending. We need assurances that we are, in fact, in a real partnership.